In this video, we are going to see a little add-on that will allow us to generate Minecraft-like worlds inside of Blender. So you will have the link in the description. You can choose to download it for free or to support the developer. Yeah, you have some pictures to see more or less what you can expect from the add-on. So I have it here and downloaded. And the add-on itself is pretty simple. What it's going to do is to insert in your Blender scene a geometry node which takes care of generating the world. Alright, so to install it, you just go to Edit, Preferences, and here you will choose the zip file, and you will choose Enable the add-on in there. Alright, you will find the settings on the end panel right here, and you just click Create, and this will bring all of the data from that blend file, and it's going to automatically generate the world for you. If you go to Material Preview, you will see that you have all of the materials and so on. In here, you have the different settings for the generation, such as the area or the size, as well as some other stuff, such as the frequency of the noise, and a bit more. It's a bit laggy, but hopefully you won't have to mess up with the settings of the world too much. In terms of the density for the trees and the assets, it seems to be inverted. So the higher the density or the value of the density, the less assets you will have. And for the animals, the more density, the more animals. Okay. So let's generate a little world. And as I've said, this is just a geometry node, so the same settings you will have here on the end panel, you can also modify on the modifiers tab. All right. There are also a few things that you might want to modify. For example, if you look at these assets and also at the animals, you will see that the textures are not pixel art or pixel perfect as these are. So you might want to bring up the shading tab or the shader editor, and we are going to select some of these materials which we'll have on plants, and we are just going to change the interpolation of the texture from linear to closest. And we are going to do this for all of these materials, and you will see the change in there. Okay, this one is fine, and there we go. And let's also do the same for the animals. If you want to take the effort, you can probably choose extract the zip file and do that change inside of this blend file, and then zip it again and install that as your add-on, so you don't have to do this every time you use this. So after that is done, we can choose start setting up our scene. Which for this case is going to be pretty straightforward. I'm just going to get a seed that I like, maybe this, and let me generate a camera, and let's start playing with this camera. All right, so let's say I want something like that. Just going to add a quick sky texture. Okay, I'm going to switch to cycles. We are going to get something that works. So we have that for the sky. I'm going to get a little empty in here. That is going to work for the depth of field of the camera. Okay. And that will go here, depth of field, and we choose this. Okay, I'm just going to generate a little cube that's going to have the size of the whole scene. I'm going to go to Object, Viewport Displayed. I'm just going to make this to only display the bounds. Okay, and on the shading tab, we are going to add a new material for this cube. And we are going to add a little volume scatter, which is going to go to the volume input of the material output. Okay, we're going to lower the density a bit and increase the anisotropy. And let's play around with this. Kind of going for a golden hour kind of feel. So hopefully something like that will work. Let's try that. I'm also going to change this to GPU. I'm going to change some settings in here, make it a bit faster. Here in color management, I'm going to change the look to have a bit more contrast. Something like that should be fine. Let's play around with the density of this. And maybe a bit with the sky itself. And I would say this is pretty much ready to render, so alright, so here we have our render. I'm going to save it, and I'm just going to open this in Affinity Photo. I'm going to make some changes to maybe improve it a bit. Right, so after a few changes, this is what I have. Of course, try playing around with the different settings inside of Blender, like the fog, the camera angles, and of course, most importantly here, the sky texture and the sun. Another thing I wanted to mention is how you can modify these textures if you want. For that, you probably want to go to the image editor. And you will see that you have a setting to replace textures, but that you cannot click that setting. So to fix that, what you want to do is to go to File, External Data, and Unpack Resources. And we are just going to write files to the current directory, should work. And this is just going to essentially extract, note this folder. It's going to extract all of these textures inside the folder where you have your blend file saved, and it's important that your blend file is saved. And from here you can choose modify these textures and later replace them inside of Blender. So let's say, for example, that we take the lava texture and we make it blue. Okay, we should save it. And I'm not sure if this is going to automatically update. There we go. And you just press Alt-R or reload. And if we find some lava in here, you will see that we have modified the lava material. And another thing we need to do is to... So yes, if you want to modify these textures, if you have like a texture map for Minecraft that you want to insert in here, you will just have to come ahead and modify these files in here and then reload them inside of Blender. Alright, so that's pretty much all for this video. If you want more advanced control, you can always go to the geometry nodes and modify whatever you want. But yeah, this is pretty much it. And I will see you in the next video. Thanks. If you want to support the channel while improving your 3D workflow, you can get my latest Blender add-on Lucero, which will help you to light, composite, and render your scenes quickly. Check the link in the description for an exclusive 20% discount. If you want to learn something new, feel free to check my courses. I have courses to help you become a great pixel artist or to teach you how to make stylized game textures for your models. Check the links in the description for an exclusive discount. Thanks.